Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. I'm Eva Marie Everson, the director of Florida Christian Writers Conference, and my favorite sidekick is here.
Hello, I'm Taryn Souders, and I am the co-director of the Florida Christian Writers Conference.
It is Monday. And I think I have a frog in my throat.
think I think there be a
Yeah.
frog in your throat.
I know. I'm so sorry. It is Monday, July the 7th, which means we have just come out of the July 4th weekend.
Yes,
How was that for you, Taryn?
it was so fun. We got to see some friends of ours who it's like our original small group. We all like had kids and raised them at the same time. And they had moved to Colorado years ago and they came back in and we got the band back together and we all
Oh,
met at a friend's house who lives right off of Blue Springs, and we were on the boat and we were just
fun.
playing games and hanging out. Our plan was to go to watch the Sanford fireworks
I
show.
heard about this.
However, they experienced, as Florida weather will do, lightning struck the fireworks and they all went off at once at like 4:30 in the afternoon. Literally like the fastest, loudest fireworks show ever in broad
Ever.
daylight. So yeah, we ended up just going somewhere else for the fireworks. It was a lot of fun though.
You almost wish you could have been there to have seen it.
Well, I saw a video of it, and the
Oh,
funny
did
thing is,
you?
yeah, it's pouring down rain, and
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
very cloudy, but because so many fireworks went off at once, you could still see the cloud of smoke
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the fireworks
I can
through the
imagine.
clouds.
Yeah, because for those of you who don't know, Sanford, Florida is built around Lake Monroe or built on Lake Monroe. And so every year at Lake Monroe, they have this wonderful firework
Mhm.
display. It's just amazing. We can actually, I mean, I live, let's see, there's Sanford, then there's Lake Mary, and
Yes,
then there's Longwood and
right. And
Winter
then,
Springs. We're all kind of, together. Yeah.
yeah.
Like all of the towns here in the Orlando suburbs have literally grown together. So you don't know where one ends and the next one
No,
begins.
you don't.
To be a little bit of travel time between, but now there's not. So
Right.
we
No, there's just
actually
traffic.
right now there's just traffic. Um, Even though we're like a couple of three towns over, we can see the fireworks from our house. That's
Yeah.
how impressive they are. So I can imagine what that was like.
Yeah. I'll send you the video.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just clouds, but you'll see it a
clouds,
cloud in
right?
a
Yeah,
cloud.
I know, but yeah, what a shame that
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I was that's my kind of
How was your
disaster.
fourth?
Yeah, right. Well, my fourth was very quiet. We did nothing. So, however, my husband said to me, I would like for you to bake me a pound cake. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I'm kind of known for my pound cakes, and
You
they are
are.
homemade. They're not from a box. They're
Nope.
from flour and sugar and
Heaven
eggs
forbid.
and vanilla and sour cream and just you have to sift the flour with the baking soda and the whole nine yards. So I baked a cake. That's what I did for the 4th of July. And I did it a little bit differently this time, and it turned out to be the best pound cake I've ever made in my whole life. So now I'm trying to figure like, okay, what I know what I did different, but it's like exactly how did I do it?
Exactly.
I
Because
can
you
do
want
it
to replicate it.
again.
I know.
Yeah,
Yes.
it
And
definitely
just so
yeah.
y'all know, I have called Eva's bluff on this, and I'm like, prove it was the best. I shall need to sample this. So we'll see what
Well,
happens.
tomorrow is a Word Weavers meeting, and there's I'm actually going to take a slice to the president. So
Good
she will
call.
be my she will
You can
be
be your
yeah
validate.
my validation. Yes, indeedy. Okay,
Excellent.
so we're not here to talk about cake or fireworks.
True.
So much
True.
fun. We are here to talk about Florida Christian Writers Conference, which is coming up October 22nd through the 26th of this year, 2025, with Dr. Angela Hunt as our keynote speaker. Angie has written everything from children's books to fiction to nonfiction. Some of her books have been turned into novels. She has written in a wide variety of genres within fiction. And she also writes about writing. So well known. We are just thrilled that she is joining us this year. But we also offer something every year, and it's our contest, which as of last year, has a new name.
Yeah. You gave me your
No,
frog.
it's your turn. It's called the Frog in the Throat Cough
It's
Contest.
the
What is wrong
friendship
with us?
frog. It just goes back and forth. Yeah, so we named this, I think starting last year, the Sunshine Awards.
Mhm.
Because we are the Sunshine State, but we are spelling it SON, because we are the Florida Christian Writers Conference, and we want to make sure that our writing reflects our creator. And
Yeah.
so we have the Sunshine Awards, and they're open now. You can start. In fact, people have been sending their things in. And you should always, by the way, if you've sent it in, you should have always gotten an email that says received. If you have not, let me know and we'll check. But it's open, and the deadline, I gotta put my glasses on now. The deadline is September 15th.
Mhm.
So again, that's like more than 2 months from now to finalize your piece and get it turned in. If you go to www.word-weavers.com/conference contest, or you can just click on the drop-down menu
Yeah.
and click on Sunshine Awards,
Mhm.
it's going to have all of this information here. And we have so many different categories that you can enter, from articles, lots of nonfiction categories, novels, children's books, poetry, short stories, devotions, devotionals. We talked about that difference last week. So by all means, check it out. You're not sending us your full manuscript unless it's children's. Usually you're just sending us the first either 1,000 or 1,500 words plus a summary. It's up to you if you want to send in the summary. It's not required, but it does help a judge see kind of the grand plan for your book, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. And we do have a list of rules and regulations that I would ask that you guys like read and pay
Mhm.
attention to.
Yes.
If your book is published, it's not eligible to be entered. If it's under contract, it's not eligible to be entered. So just take a look at those. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to email us and ask for clarification on something. One thing I would like to point out is when you turn in your piece, please make sure it is edited as much as you want it to be edited. In the past, I have had people email me saying, "Oh, I made a change. Can you swap this out for what I sent?" And I used to do that. And then my day was spent
Mhm.
swapping out manuscripts for people.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not professional. If
Yeah.
I were to do that to a publisher that I sent a manuscript to, I
Yeah.
would get published.
Yeah.
So please
Yeah.
don't ask us to do. I will not swap them out, because when they come here, I forward them on to a judge. And
Right.
so then you're asking me to get a hold of the judge and swap things out.
And
It just
sometimes for the judge to read them twice.
yeah. So just make sure it's just the way you want it. If you need to sleep on it for a day before you send it, that's fine. But anyway, there's lots of fun little things that y'all should follow on this website, on our WordWeaver
Mhm.
website, just to make sure that you've got all of your little boxes checked.
So a couple of things that are different this year. One is how you pay.
Yes. You
And we'll
guys
talk about
asked.
that. Yeah, you want to talk
You
about that?
asked and we
Go ahead.
listened. No longer are you sending in a check where you would snail mail a check to one location and then you would email your submission to me. Now you go online just like you did when you registered for the conference. You're going to go back to that exact same page and you're just going to scroll down to the contest section and you're going to click how many submissions you want to enter. It totals everything for you. You don't have to do any math. And then you'll need to you might have to fill in some of the stuff again that you filled in when you registered for the conference.
Mhm.
It wants to know what days you're going to be there. I don't know why, probably because we've made that a mandatory question. But even now, when you go back to enter the contest, it's going to want to know what days you're going to be there. There's a couple of other things that you'll have to answer where you're like, why am I answering this for the contest? Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And then it will all go away just the way it's supposed to.
Yes.
But it's super easy. We've tried to make it easy on y'all. And then you email me your submission and I send that off to the judge.
Yeah. Easy breezy. That's the
Yeah.
first thing that's different. The second thing that is different is the final due date.
Yes, it used to be that the due date was September 30th.
Mhm.
And I would say 85% of you waited until 11:55 September 30th. And uh, no, no. I
Because
know
that pushes us even closer to
to the deadline.
it's not just that we're getting close to the
Right.
conference,
Yeah.
but we also have to get them then to the
The
judge has to
judges.
judge them,
Exactly.
and
So this,
typically the judge is waiting to get all of them,
yeah.
and so that they, it's like, oh, I don't know, maybe this one, maybe that, no, that way they can just read them all at one time. But then also we have to print certificates, et cetera, et cetera. We have to, and,
Just a
there's
lot to
so
do.
much to do those last 2 weeks.
Right. And I was trying to give y'all as much time as possible. And then I realized, well, if I give y'all the time, then I'm shortchanging my judges, I'm shortchanging our admin staff at
Right.
FCWC. And so we've given those 2 weeks to the judges, to the admin staff,
Yeah.
and y'all just gonna have to turn your stuff in earlier.
That's right. That's right. And soon when you are signing a contract and you get your due date,
Yeah.
you're gonna, and then they start giving you, okay, this is your pub date. You're
Yeah.
gonna be anxious for those dates to come sooner rather than later. So get used
Later.
to the sooner rather than the later. All
And I
right.
will tell you, like just turning stuff in early,
Yeah.
that earns you a really good reputation.
Yes, it does.
I know like with my publisher at Source Books, with my editor, when he would send me edits, he's like, you have, he would give me like a month and a half. I would get those things done in about 10 days and get them right back to him.
And they're
And
always
every time
impressed.
he's like,
Yeah.
this is great. Thank you so much. And so he started like, I started getting like little extra, like if I wanted something done, they would bend over backwards to do that for
Yes.
me because they know that I'm going to give them a quick
Right.
turnaround.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I
exactly.
mean, get in that habit. It's only going to help you.
That's right. It is. You don't want to be the problem child in a publishing house because there are too many who want to be published. And
Right. Yeah.
so, if they have someone who's a really, 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 really good writer, but they're a problem child, and then someone who is a really good writer, but they're not a
Right.
problem child, they're going to ixnay the really, really, really good writer for the really good writer.
Right.
And in fact, the writer that is going to need some work and some guidance, and a little bit more editing, as long as they are easy to get along with and they work well with others. You remember that
Mhm.
when you were a kid, plays well with others.
That's right. Doesn't run with scissors, all of that.
Yes, it really does matter. It really, really does matter. So we, start learning to follow the rules and read the small print and get those contests in.
Yeah.
Your money that you spend to enter the contest goes towards scholarships, which we talked about last week. So again, we have 3 scholarships. You can go to the website, go to the drop down menu. It's word-weavers.com/ Florida events. Go to the drop down menu and look at the 3 scholarships that we have, and people are already
They're
sending those
sending them
together
in.
today, and see what happens. All right, so that's it for this week.
Yep.
Easy breezy. We will hopefully see you in October. If you have any questions, please feel free to go to the website, send us an email, or you can email us at Florida, all spelled out, Florida CWC at AOL.com. And we'll see you soon. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully. All right. Can't find the button. Found the button.
There it is.
Oh, it went away again. Bye for now.